Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've been wanting to talk about this for ages, and now that a friend finally got one, we can dive into his experience. Quick note before we begin, there's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer notes that while this new generator ultimately performs well, the out-of-the-box experience prevented a perfect rating. Despite the shipping box being in pristine condition, our reviewer discovered that the shroud covering the engine was damaged. Additionally, a few quality control issues were immediately apparent. The carburetor's gasoline drain plug was installed so tightly at the factory that it required a socket wrench to loosen, making him fear the screw would snap. The screws holding the battery in place also showed signs of rust, which was disappointing for a brand new unit. After addressing these initial gripes, the setup process was otherwise smooth. The client did notice that the oil dipstick seemed to provide an inaccurate reading, registering at its lowest point even after the full amount of required oil was added. He plans to replace it with a magnetic one for better accuracy. Once assembled, the machine's performance was impressive. Using non-ethanol gasoline, the electric start fired up the engine in less than 2 seconds, and it ran smoothly with no stalling. Our reviewer was particularly impressed with how quiet the unit is. He keeps it in a large shed about 20 feet from the house and can't even hear it running from the bedroom, a massive improvement over his previous, much louder model. He also confirmed that the generator does indeed charge its own battery while running. He purchased this specific model for its high power output, which is more than capable of running his entire home, including the air conditioning. This is a critical need for him, as he provides a home for numerous parrots that are sensitive to extreme temperatures. He hopes this powerful new generator will prove to be as reliable and long-lasting as his old one.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer recently took delivery of a new generator as a replacement for an older diesel model that finally gave up the ghost after many years of reliable service. Living in a hurricane-prone area, having a backup power source is crucial, especially with freezers full of food. The delivery process was smooth, and the unit arrived in pristine condition thanks to the trucking company's careful handling. Assembly was surprisingly straightforward, mainly involving attaching the wheels, handles, and some basic connections. The battery was charged and the engine fired up quickly. After an initial test run, our reviewer hooked it up to their pool pump for an extended test. Everything performed as expected and the monitoring functions worked well. While the generator isn't silent, this client felt the noise level was acceptable, perhaps even quieter than anticipated. They are planning to build a dedicated enclosure which will further reduce the sound. The dual fuel capability is a major selling point. While they haven't used gasoline yet, our reviewer appreciates the option of running it on propane. They even have a large propane tank and is considering a permanent connection. Although propane is more expensive, they believe it's worth it for the cleaner burn and potentially longer engine life. An oil filter is not included, so a magnetic dipstick will be used, and frequent oil changes are planned. They like the on-off fuel petcock, emphasizing the importance of running the carburetor dry before shutting down to prevent gunk buildup. Overall, the generator appears to be a great value. The owner's manual is thorough, and a comprehensive parts list is available online. Our reviewer intends to stock up on essential spare parts for long-term maintenance. Based on their initial experience, this client wouldn't hesitate to recommend this generator and intends to provide updates as time goes on.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer wants to share their experience with this generator, which, after using it reliably for a good while, is still considered a worthwhile purchase for its size and cost. Our reviewer installed an inlet to their electrical panel to avoid running extension cords during outages. They even tested its limits. Initially, they flipped the main breaker, let this generator warm up, and then powered their entire 3000 SQ-FT home. It handled everything: fridges, internet, furnace, lights, microwave, oven, TVs, the works. It performed flawlessly. However, they learned its limits in the summer when trying the same thing with the AC running. The generator struggled. This client suggests cycling between powering the house and the AC during outages, running the AC for an hour, then switching back to the house. They found this method effective for cooling and maintaining refrigerator temperatures. As for the generator itself, it's described as a solid piece of equipment. The reviewer found it to be the best deal out there, comparing it favorably to similar options from other brands. They appreciate that this model comes with a wheel kit and battery included, which are usually extra expenses with other generators. The reviewer also owns other tools from the same brand and has been satisfied with them. The client appreciates the clear instructions and easy-to-locate parts. They make sure to start it monthly, and it has consistently performed well. Nothing about it feels cheaply made. One significant downside our reviewer notes is the noise level, describing it as very loud. However, they believe it's a worthwhile trade-off for having power during an outage and suggests potentially building an insulated box to mitigate the noise. All in all, a great buy.
If this video helped you out, give it a like and hit subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.